This tutorial is going to teach you how to add common media files into your Flash documents. We're going to use MP3s, FLVs and MP4s. This document which you would have opened, this multimedia tutorial, has 4 frames. Each one has a stop command so that the timeline won't just play through forever. And these buttons take you to those individual ones. We're going to insert each type of video or music onto these frames. So let's get started. So firstly, you need some video and audio files, which I've already provided for you in this L10 multimedia tutorial resources. We're going to start with an MP3 because it's easy. So drag and drop that into your library. Might take a bit longer for you to load the first time than that, but that was pretty quick. Now, this is going to work very simply. All you got to do is drag it in. So you got to make sure you're on the right frame and the right layer. So I want it to be on stage contents and I want it on frame 2. I'm going to drag and drop anywhere onto this stage, and you'll notice it works because that tiny little, you can see the wavelength just there. It's really small. If I move across, you might be able to see it's a tiny little blue line right there. That means it's working. Now this will play through forever as long as the SWIFT is open. So I'll show you what happens. Control Enter. I'm going to go to music. Now it's playing. If I go back, still playing, go back to music. And you can see I can just spam this thing like you wouldn't believe, and I just like loop the music about 6 times on top of itself. So obviously we don't want that to happen. So the first thing we need to do, back here, we're going to make a stop all sounds command on the actions layer. F9, we've already got stop for the timeline, but we want stop all sounds. That'll stop that constant looping over the top of itself from happening. Close that. Now that shouldn't happen again. Next, we are going to have a look at some video. So move to the next frame, embedded FLV, and pull up your multimedia. We're going to go with FLV. So if you tried to embed an MP4 the same way, it won't work. So drag the FLV file into your timeline, into your library, and you'll get these options. So this happens no matter what video you put in. So embedded FLV in SWIFT and play in timeline. So this option allows us to stick it in there as a movie clip or put it in there, and it'll allocate individual frames for each frame of the video. Okay, and this is useful if you want to turn it into some kind of animation, or if you want to turn it into a GIF or whatever you want to do with it. So next, okay, this is where we choose what we want to do. If you want to make it so that it becomes its own movie clip, you obviously choose that. If you choose embedded video, then it plays on one frame inside a containing object. I'm going to go with movie clip just to show you guys how this works. Okay, obviously we want sound, and it's going to place it on the stage. So I go yes, finish. Make sure it's not on your actions layer like I did. So stage contents, drag it on here. It's obviously huge, so we're going to just zoom out slightly and then shrink it down using our third tool from the top, resize option. Hold shift as you do it. Yeah, a bit smaller would be good. Alright, there it is. Now it's fitting, and you'll notice it is a movie clip, as you can see in the timeline. Okay, this means that if we double click it, we can get inside, and you'll notice that all the frames of the video have been allocated just like you would have created a tween or a frame by frame animation or whatever. Okay? So if you really wanted to, you could save this as a GIF or whatever. You could convert it, you could make it loop forever, whatever you want to do. Okay, but this will work. And if I was to Control Enter and test this, go to my embedded FLV. Just keep doing that. And keep doing it. Okay? Because it is a movie clip, all manual controls need to be done in here. So if I wanted to add stop and start to this video, then I'd have to create a stop and a start command, etc. So if you want something to loop forever or whatever, making it an embedded movie clip is the way to go. Okay, if you want it to just play on a frame, then you need to do the next thing, which is an external video. So I'm going to go back to my multimedia, and I'm going to drag this MP4 in to my library, and I'm going to leave the load external video with playback component checked. Now when I go next, this will pretty much put it in there as a player. Now, if I choose no player, I'll have to manually control, play and stop myself. But if you want to do that, that's fine. I would definitely recommend whacking in one of these skins or something. I'm just going to go with this one, the top one. And now if I press next and finish, you'll see it. Here it is. And it's got itself a little play bar at the bottom, so I can start and stop it. You might want this, you might not. It's up to you. Once you've clicked on it and go to properties, you'll notice you can change all these settings, which makes it a little bit more versatile than a movie clip. So if you want it to play straight away, you keep that box checked. If you want to loop itself, you keep that box checked. I'm going to uncheck the auto rewind because I don't want it to spam. You can change the volume. You can hide the skins. You can change the skins, whatever you want. Lots of extra settings on this option. And if we test it, external video, and we can obviously slide that and change where we want it. We can start and stop. We can change the volume. So that's the external video option. Probably the one that most of you will enjoy the most. So to go through them, music, and you've got your stop all sounds to stop it constantly looping. Okay, and your external video. Okay, that is this tutorial all done. Thank you for watching.